So this is what we have seen just now. Smartphones, social media, ICT applications, machine generated data. These are all various sources of data, and we use the word big data when we are dealing with extremely large scale data. This is a very old slide, and see the statistics of data being generated in 2019, right? So see here, 3.8 million search queries are typed every minute. This is 2019, right?
Yes.
So this is a website called as visualcapitalist.com, right? During lockdown and even in 2021, they did not update their this particular image. So I was looking for the latest one. I could not find it, but probably in 22, 23, they might have updated it. You will get a lot of statistics in the Google, but you can't trust every website. This is a very famous company called as Visual Capitalist. So from that I bought it, and this is very old, 2019 statistics. If you look at 2019 statistics also, right, you will be surprised, right? So 1 million people logging in. I told 4 to 5 lakhs, but 1 million is 10 lakh, right? So this is per minute data. So extremely huge amount of data is being generated. And if you look at the category of data, see here, Instagram deals with streaming data. It can be audio, video, text, everything, right? Twitter data is there, which is more or less text. Then similarly, YouTube is a video, right? Then WhatsApp, WeChat, right? Then see how many people are, how much amount is being spent every minute on online shopping, right? How many people are watching videos every minute in Netflix? It's a huge amount of data, right? So please try to understand this word, what is big data, because every day we are dealing with this kind of stuff. So what is big data means, when you are dealing with data which has got three fundamental characteristics called as volume, variety, velocity, right? So please remember, big data does not mean that anything above 100 terabyte is big, anything less than 100 TB is small. It is not like that. Please try to understand. Big data is not a quantitative measure, right? It is not quantity, right? Anything above this much is big, anything less than this much is small. It's not like that. So what is big data means, if you are dealing with extremely large amount of data volume which is being generated at a rapid pace, velocity, and it is heterogeneous in nature, means data is not in a single format. Some data is structured, some is unstructured, some portion of the data is structured. So variety of data you are dealing with, and data is being generated at a rapid pace, and it is huge amount of data. So if you find these three symptoms, or if you find these three characteristics, it means that you are dealing with big data. So this is what is the meaning of big data. And one more important point, big data is not a technology. Point number one, many people think big data is a technology. No, big data is not a technology. Big data is a word used when you are dealing with data which can't be handled by you, right? It has got these three following characteristics. So with your old method of data processing, with your conventional method of data storage, you cannot store and process this data. When you can't store and process data with your conventional methods, then we say you are dealing with big data. So big data is not a technology. Basically, big data is a problem, right? So the problem is, how do you store the data and how do you process the data? So big data basically lands you into two problems, and solutions to solve this problem is, for big data processing we have tools like Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark, etc. Right? So we are living in a world where every day we see something called as big data, and there are two more important characteristics of big data. They are veracity and value. Veracity means to what extent the data is genuine, to what extent the data is correct. That is called as veracity. For example, many news channels, what they do is generally before elections, they take data from Facebook, they take opinions of people from Twitter, and they do lot of data analytics, and they try to do some predictions, right? Exit polls. They say based on the data which we got from internet, based on the data which we got from Twitter, many people are against Modi. So this time Modi may not win. So this kind of predictions these news channels will try to do. But the point is, whatever data you got in Twitter, whatever data you got, what this concept is called as sentiment analysis or opinion mining. So whatever data you extracted from various social media platforms, there is no guarantee that this social media platform's data is correct. So when I talk about genuinity of data, that becomes another important characteristic called as veracity. So what will happen? Some people will give money to what we say their party leaders or some students. They'll hire some students, they pay them some 1,000 rupees per day, and they ask them to every day post something against Modi. This is happening everywhere, every country. So what people do, they take money from political leaders and they start posting videos, they start posting messages against a person or in favor of a person. So what originally happens is, suppose I imagine I like Modi and I want to give my vote to Modi, but someone is giving me 1,000 rupees per day and asking me to post one tweet every day against Modi. So what I'll think is, okay, that is not my personal opinion and I'm just getting money, so let me do it. So what will happen? Whatever opinion I am posting in public domain, that is not my original opinion at all. So no one knows whatever I typed is really from the bottom of my heart or not. But what people does, what news channels will do, they'll start analyzing this data and they'll say, we have seen, we have processed 10 lakh tweets, and in these 10 lakh tweets, 8 lakh people were against Modi. So I don't think Modi will win again. This kind of analytics people will do. So what is the important point to be noted here is veracity. Veracity means to what extent your data is genuine, to what extent your data is correct. If the data itself is wrong, the analytics which was done on the data will also give us a wrong message, right? So this characteristic is called as veracity. And the most important point is value. Value means when we are storing this much amount of data, what is the purpose of storing this much amount of data? It should get me some value, right? For example, you take Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Dropbox, any application. Are we paying anything to Facebook? Are we paying anything to all these applications? We are paying nothing, but still we are using all these applications. So why someone will give you anything free of cost? No one will give you anything free of cost. What will happen is you are uploading a lot of data. This data will be used, a lot of analytics is being done, and this data will be sold also. And the beauty of data is data can be sold any number of times, right? So that is the reason all these apps are, you are getting all these apps free of cost, right? So value means what is the important hidden information, hidden patterns in the data which I have observed, and using that important information, what can I do? For example, every day Amazon, every minute Amazon processes the information of all its customers. It will see the buying habits of the customers, and accordingly for every customer they will give some recommendations. You might have noticed it. So while doing any shopping, you will get some recommendations. The recommendations which you get are different. The recommendations which I get are different, because it all depends on our buying habits, right? So banks are running behind us saying that you have a pre-approved loan. How banks are running behind us? Every data is available in the public domain. People are processing our data. For example, there is a famous ad which I regularly see in TVs, policybazaar.com. These fellows call me regularly and say that you have a pre-approved loan of 10 lakh. Can you, will you take it? I'm surprised. I asked them why you are giving me pre-approved loan. They say, sir, your CIBIL score is good. So from where do you get CIBIL score? CIBIL score is based on your credit card transactions. Now I am surprised. I have a credit card from ICICI Bank. Policy Bazaar is not a bank at all, but Policy Bazaar fellow knows all my credit card transactions. That's the reason he is saying my CIBIL score is good. So all the data is available in public domain. All the data is available in public domain, and this data is being processed every minute by every company, and this data is being used in many ways. So value means what kind of value extraction you are doing from data. This is one more important characteristic, right? So just now we have seen structured, semi-structured, unstructured. These are the various examples and sources of structured and unstructured data. This presentation will be shared. Don't worry, right? So various
What is
applications
the
of
variety
data science. Yeah,
hello? I
yeah.
said, what is the variety of data and the veracity, the difference?
1 second. Variety means type, structured, unstructured, semi-structured. Variety means different types of data. For example, in Instagram, what are we uploading? Most of the time, photos. In Twitter, it's a tweet, which is text. In YouTube, video, right? And if it is State Bank of India's data, it's a relational data, right? So variety means type of data. Is it structured, semi-structured, unstructured? So this is variety.
Okay. And
So what
veracity,
you are
sir?
seeing right now on the screen is variety.
Okay. And veracity, sir?
Okay. Veracity means correctness of data. Just now I told people lot of what we say from Twitter. Suppose I have downloaded lot of data and I wanted to do exit poll. I wanted to do prediction. So in Twitter, many people, I might have downloaded 10 lakh tweets and I processed these 10 lakh tweets. In 10 lakh tweets, I found 8 lakh people against Modi. And then I come to a conclusion like, okay, everyone is against Modi, so Modi will not win. But who knows? All these 10 lakh people might have got money from someone and they might have posted all these tweets, which is not their original opinion. Got the point? So I like Modi, but someone gave me money and I posted a lot of things against Modi. And what you have done, you have started analyzing my data. So to what extent this is correct data? It is wrong data, right? So I posted against Modi, but on the day of election, I'll go and I'll give vote to Modi. So the data which is available in public domain, data which is available in the internet, to what extent it is correct? Genuinity of data. When I talk about genuinity of data, that parameter is called as veracity. Is it clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Right. Applications. See, banking, insurance, e-commerce, social media, e-learning, aviation industry, automobile, manufacturing industry, supply chain management, right? This we have seen what is data science, we have discussed. Career opportunities in data science, this is very important. So there are three basic categories of job roles. One is you can become a data analyst, you can become a data engineer, and you can become a data scientist, right? So I'll tell you, 1 second. Yeah, data analyst. What kind of means who can become a data analyst? Data analyst means, for example, I am not good at programming. I'm not good at programming, right? Maybe I am from a background like BCom, BSc, BA, something not related to computer science. Then what will happen is I can still get into IT industry. I can still get into data science domain by learning some tools like R programming, Tableau, ClickView, etc. So what are these tools? Means you will be given ready-made data which is pre-processed. It is in a good shape. You simply apply this tool, do some statistical analysis, and you report that data. You just generate reports and submit it. So job is very, very easy. Job is very, very simple, and accordingly the salary will also be less, right? So data analyst is a role wherein anybody can get into that. You should have been basic statistical math background, and one tool. So if you have good foundations of statistics, and if you have mastered one statistical analysis tool, you can become a data analyst. You need not be a computer science engineer, right? So second important job role is data engineer. Data engineer is a person who knows all phases of data science project. What are the all phases? Yesterday we have discussed, right? Step one is extraction. You should know how to extract the data. So source can be anything. Suppose I ask you to extract data from satellite, you should be in a position to extract it. I ask you to extract data from CCTV, you should be in a position to extract data. So like that, if you extract the data from any source, you should know extraction. You should know pre-processing. I told you in the last class what is pre-processing. In pre-processing, you curate your data. Means you see, are there any missing values? If there are any missing values, how to remove them, right? Then if at all there are any outliers, how do I handle outliers, right? So what is an outlier, by the way? Did we discuss what is an outlier yesterday? Outlier, did we discuss outlier?
No, sir.
So outlier means, suppose I have some data, in that there will be some data which seems to be abnormal, right? Data which seems to be abnormal, and every data which is abnormal, every data point which is abnormal need not be incorrect. For example, I will tell you, see this one. Suppose age is a column, right? And in my data set, I have ages entered for my employees, and the ages are like this: 25, 26, 29, 34, 56, right? 57, right? These are all ages of employees. So I asked someone to enter, do a data entry. You all know most of the time data entry is done by computer operators. They are not specialists, they are not engineers, right? And they can't think beyond certain level, right? There is a limitation on their skill. So they simply type something, right? So imagine if these are the ages of employees, what do you observe by this? 25, 26, 29, 34, 56, 57, 347. What is happening to this one? What do you observe by 347? What do you say? Is it not something abnormal?
Yes, sir. It is an incorrect data.
And it is incorrect. Yeah, it is incorrect and it is abnormal. Now, same thing, imagine this is age, right? Now, for example, suppose these are marks of students in a particular subject of a university exam. Now again, can I say, in previous case, in that age column, straight away I can say 347 can't be a proper age. 347 is incorrect, and it is outlier. Outlier means what? It is an abnormal. If I try to put it on a graph, I'll get that one point far away. Rest all points will be close and they will be nearby. So one such abnormal point is called as an outlier. Now the important point is whether this outlier represents incorrect data or correct data. This we have to identify. So in age column, 347 can't be a valid age. Straight away you can come to a conclusion like it is incorrect. But whereas, suppose these are the marks of my students in a university exam, means everyone failed. They got 5, 6, 9, 4, 6, then 97. If everybody failed, it doesn't mean that no one in that class should pass. There is one student who got 97 marks. Straight away, I can't say like that. No, no, when all my 59 students got single digit, how come this one fellow get 97? It can happen, right? So can I immediately conclude Like this 97 is incorrect, the way I have concluded like 347 can't be a valid age. Can we conclude like that?
Yes, sir. First, we have to see the total marks. What is the
Yeah, so
criteria?
in age column I can conclude,
Yes.
right?
Age column.
Whereas here I don't know. This can be true also, right?
Yes.
So many people think that outliers are abnormal. That is the basic definition. Abnormal doesn't mean that incorrect. Got the point? So outliers are abnormal. They are little far away from the regular what we say spectrum of data points. So outlier is abnormal accepted, but every outlier will not be incorrect. This can be true. Maybe all my students got single digit. One fellow has done extremely well and he might have got 97. What's wrong in that? Or if you take salary packages of my students, maybe all students have got an average salary package of 5 to 6 lakhs. But there is one student who has done extremely well and he got placed with 30, 40 lakhs package. It can happen. It can happen. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that is outlier. Now the role of an engineer is he should know how to extract the data, how to pre-process the data, how to load the data into big data processing platforms, then how to process and analyze. If I know all these steps, then I am called as data engineer. So this is a very complex job role, and accordingly the salary packages will be very, very high. And next level of data engineer is a data scientist, right? So generally a person who is a fresher will not become a data scientist. Data scientist is a person who can play the role of data analyst and engineer. You know everything. So data scientist is a senior most guy who knows everything. He knows he can play the role of analyst, he can play the role of an engineer, right? So that is data scientist. So are we clear till this point?
Yes, sir.
Right. There are some challenges, there are some difficulties in uh, all these data science applications. I'll just show you the screen. Please go through it. E-commerce application. There are a lot of challenges, right? Challenge number one is surveillance, right? We are all under 24 by 7 surveillance, right? What do you mean by surveillance? What do you mean by surveillance?
Tracking someone's actions.
Hello? Can anyone
Tracking
respond?
someone's actions. Actions.
Uh, is no one responding, or maybe I'm unable to listen?
Uh,
What do you mean by surveillance?
Tracking.
Someone is watching you 24 by 7. That is called as surveillance. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Tracking
Yeah,
someone's.
tracking someone's under constant observation. Yeah, absolutely correct, Harsha, and yeah, Paras Gupta. You are true. So people are observing. Means Amazon, Flipkart, they are all observing our buying habits. That's the reason they are able to give us offers. Yes or no? It means we are under surveillance. But this surveillance is very dangerous because it affects my privacy, right? Imagine imagine I am buying regularly one product, right? And I am hesitated to buy that product by going to a shop. Something personal, something sensitive item is there which I am trying to buy online because I don't want to go to shop, and I don't want to ask like I want so and so product, right? So please try to understand, I want to buy something sensitive, I can't ask in a shop, or I am hesitated to ask in a shop. Then what I'll do, i'll I'll try to buy it online. Now if I am buying this product frequently, what will happen the moment I log in into Amazon or Flipkart of my account? If I log in, what this fellow will do, immediately he will scroll a recommendation on top of the screen saying that on this product I am giving you 50% off. Now imagine all of the sudden if this pop-up comes on my screen, and if someone is sitting beside me, my friend, my neighbor, or my wife, or my colleague, what they will think, Arey, what is this? This fellow is buying this product regularly. right? So it will be embarrassing for me, and it is something private, right? It is something private, but you violated my privacy, you hurt, you harmed my privacy. So these are all challenges. That is the reason there's a scope in data science. These are the areas where people have to work. Similarly, in social media, lot of people are observing our behavior. Lot of people in social media, a lot of threads are there. For example, people observe you, right? Most of the time, there is one important word called as social well-being. People are studying what type of dps you are posting, what type of photos and videos you are uploading. Based on that, people are trying to analyze your behavior. If you are little bit disturbed, they will exploit you, means they will try to become your friend. Then people who are very much emotionally sensitive, whose emotional quotient is very less, person who is little bit disturbed, these people will become target for them, and they start exploiting you. They'll first they'll become your friend, then they start sharing you start sharing everything with them, all your personals. Then one fine day, this fellow, based on your personal data, he will start blackmailing you. So all these things are happening in social media. Banking and insurance sector, they disclose your data. Just now I gave you example of Policy Bazaar. I don't know how Policy Bazaar is knowing all my credit card transactions. So in healthcare also, a lot of problems are there: discrimination, defamation, right? So in search engines, you have target advertising, metadata collection. Imagine, you might have seen in Google, suppose if you have typed in Google, if you go and type IPL or some cricket news, next time when you open Google, what will happen? Most of the time you get information related to cricket. So what Google is doing, what Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge or any browser you take, what they are doing is they are doing metadata collection. They will see what kind of websites you visit frequently, what kind of data you are seeing. Accordingly, they try to show only the relevant data to you. Basically, it is a value added service to the customer, but it is exploiting your privacy also. So these are all various challenges and scope for further research where people can work on it. So a lot of applications can be developed. A lot of research scope is there in data science, and such a wonderful domain is data science, right? So what are the prerequisites? This we have seen, right? So in tomorrow's class, we'll be talking about some basic statistical concepts which are very important for data science. Then we will start Python programming, because Python is very important programming language for both the data science applications and machine learning applications. So we will see some basic terminology of stats in tomorrow's class.